Alright everyone, it is Dokkan time again. And today we will be going through the how to build for the new banner unit, AGL Champa. Now, Champa has never been necessarily the most, how do I put this? Good? Good, yeah, good. Good is the word I'm looking for here. Good is the word I'm looking for. So Champa, historically, from the game's perspective, has never been a good unit. And I think that I can honestly say that this is the best Champa in Dokkan Battle. Straight up. He is straight up the best one. He's useful. He's not useful per se, but he is decent. I'm really trying hard here. Work with me. He is pretty good. I think he's okay. It just takes a little bit of finesse and a little bit of luck. So, anyways, if you've watched my videos before, then you know how this works. We go through the how-to builds by going through the breakdown first. We go through their defense, attack numbers if we could find them, and then we go through the build suggestions and then the roll tips. So, with all that being said, let's just go ahead and get right into it. Now, as far as 200% options go, it's not very good. It's actually pretty disturbing. But, you know, it is what it is. He is a Universe 6 unit. For whatever reason, Universe 6 units just tend to have, like, how do I put this? Nothing. They have no options, really, half the time. Kale and Khalifa basically always have had the best end of the stick because they're Saiyans, of course. But, you know, hit and unique units like Vados and Beerus. Well, Beerus is not a Universe 6 unit, but not the point. The point is these different types of characters all have different types of links and categories, and it just throws them off the whack. And Champa, well, he's got, like, nothing. So your best leader options are straight up just the physical Kale and Khalifa and then the Golden Weak intelligence hit. You can throw him onto the Tech Gogeta's team, but he will not be under the actual 220 lead. He will just be under 170, which will dramatically kind of hurt his defense. So I would be very scarce about throwing him onto there. Not to mention, I don't think he really has much of a placement on that team, though I'd say he could help out part of the team. Let's go into why I would say he could help. So he is a Realm of Gods and Universe 6 category 130 leader, which is Ki plus 3, HP attack and defense 130. His super attack is greatly raising attack and defense for one turn and lowering the enemy's attack by 30%. His basic effect is attack and defense 166. His chance of performing a critical hit and damage reduction rate 22%. Realm of Gods or Universe 6 category allies are Ki plus 2 attack and defense 66%. So yes, he is a Realm of Gods and Universe 6 category supporter for 66%, which is actually pretty decent. Now, when all allies attacking in the same turn are Realm of Gods or Universe 6 category allies, attack plus 166%, chance of performing critical hit and damage reduction rate 22%, and then randomly changes key sphere to a certain type from AGL, excluding AGL and physical, to rainbow key spheres. So he's a rainbow key sphere changer. Pretty nice. And for every key sphere obtained, he gets defense 111% up to 666%. This looks a lot more impressive than it is. Now, with 6 or more key spheres obtained, you'll get a chance of performing critical hit and damage reduction rate of 22%. And when attacking with 12 or more key, attack 166, chance of 66% chance of attack and defense 166, and then a 6% chance of attack, whoa, at 1,666% chance. I'm not entirely sure how much damage that gives him, but it's actually quite crazy to even see that in the game. 1,666% is terrifying. He might actually be pretty good in this instance. You just only have a 6% chance of this happening. So if anyone ever gets this to magically proc, please let me know how much attack he gets. Because I do know with the 66% chance of attack and defense of 166, he's actually looking okay-ish. at least defensively. Now, link skills wise, Godly Power, Connoisseurs, the Innocence, More Than Meets the Eye, over 9,000 for whatever reason, and Shocking Speed and Fierce Battle are his links. And his categories are Realm of Gods, Universe 6, Dragon Ball Seekers, Siblings Bond, Bond of Master and Disciple, Space Traveling Warriors, Planetary Destruction, and Successors. So you can assume that his only link partners are straight up just going to be Super Easy A Beerus, AGL Beerus. I feel like the AGL Beerus was literally made to be with this guy. It's really weird. And then honestly, after that, the only thing I can think of is just Vados, like straight up. I don't think there's any other link partner that would be worth it. But I don't really feel that Champa is a unit you keep on rotation. So link partner wise is a little irrelevant in my opinion. Not to mention he probably will not be on a team where he can fully boost the entire team aside from Kale and Khalifa's team, because he only supports and gets his full passive if you have a full rotation of Realm of Gods or Universe 6. So if we take into that consideration Realm of Gods wise, we already don't have any like current up-to-date leaders specifically. We do have plenty of units on Realm of Gods, of course, that we could just throw him onto the team with, and he could just kind of get intermixed there. But at the same time, yeah, it's kind of a hit or a miss thing, because he'd only be like 170 on several teams, so his defense might be struggling at that point. But speaking of the defense numbers, let's just kind of go take a look at those. All right, these calculations are compliments of hovered over on Twitter here. The numbers in parentheses are if you get his 66% chance to dodge. Now, this looks a little confusing here, but basically, if you can get 6 key spheres obtained, post 1 super, he'll only be at 900k defense, which is not a lot. If that 66% chance procs, he will be at 2.3 million defense. If he does a double super magically, he'll go from 1.1 million with 6 key spheres. And if that 66% chance procs, he'll be up to 3 million defense. Keep in mind, this unit has 66% damage reduction. And if you have double Kale Khalifa and you have Khalifa's active skill activated, you can jump those numbers up from post super to 3 million and double super to 4 million. And with 40% support, it'll go up to 3.2 and 4.3. I'm not gonna lie, that's really crazy, actually. Really crazy. That he can hit 3 and 4 million defense at a 66% chance with the 66% damage reduction. So yes, Champa is good. Champa is really good. The real question is he worth using? That is the question everyone has. Is he worth rowing onto the team for that? Technically he is. I'd say he's got plenty good placement on a Universe 6 team. But anyways, let's just go ahead and get into the build suggestions. I will be going over... one sec. I will be going over the 1 dupe and 55% and full dupe build suggestions. So, as far as 55% goes, I would just honestly suggest the level 5 additional and level 2 bronzed. He is an AGL type, so he already starts off with the level 5 additional. You might as well. There's no reason to give him crit because he's got 66% chance to do that, so long as you have his passive fully activated. So I'm not worried about the crit. And at 55%, a level 7... a level 7 dodge isn't going to do anything for you. So, I would just suggest going towards additional. Now, for 1 dupe, I would once again suggest leaning into that additional with 1 dupe. And a 1 dupe path, I am honestly hoping everybody knows that you should always be going at the bottom right-handed path of your hidden potential nodes if you have a dupe. Just 1 dupe. Now, once again, keep the silver additional, keep the bronze additional, and you should be able to get his additional from a natural 14 to 21 with the equipment. Just put the last node into dodge, of course. Now, for his actual full rainbow or at least 2 dupes build, I would honestly suggest, once again, just throwing on another freaking additional orb and get that additional all the way up to 32, which is a 64% chance to additional, which you still have a 50-50 chance of it being a super attack, but still, that's really good odds. Now, I'm sure everyone's wondering, why the fun biscuits are you just leaning so hard into additional rather than going into dodge? Well, let me show you real quick. It all has to do with this right here. Now, people probably don't understand how this works at all, so bear with me. There is another unit that is released this year that has made this very evident, and people just seem to not understand it. But basically, when attacking with 12 or more ki, you have a 66% chance of getting that attack and defense of 166. So, if you get an additional super attack to go off, you'll automatically be attacking again with 12 or more ki and get another chance at that 66% chance of attack and defense of 166. Now, for those that don't believe me, let me show you why this is true. Anybody remember this guy? Anybody remember this kid Goku? Anybody? No? Nobody remembers that when attacking with 12 or more ki, he has a 55% chance of performing a crit and 22% chance of dodging within the turn? And every single time he procs his additional super that you get these chances to proc? No? Nobody? Well, it's the same exact thing. It's the same exact thing that Champa has. So, if you don't go into additional, you're actually just hurting yourself. Because here's the thing. This right here is when attacking with 12 or more ki. It's not a super attack. It's just when attacking. So even if his additional procs a normal, that is still another 66% chance of getting the attack and defense at 166% chance. And I'm sorry, but let me see here. That's right. If he gets that 66% chance to go up and he's got a 66% damage reduction and post super he's at 3 million freaking defense, that means, guess what? He survives everything! But I digress. Anyways, let's move on to the roll tips. Oop. Nope, I messed it up. Yep. Game over. Yep. Hold on. Buttons. Error. Okay, here we go. There's the roll tips. All right. So, he is a support. OBS is killing me here. There we go. Okay. Roll tips. He is a supportive unit first and foremost at the end of the day. I would love to tell you that he's a tank unit, but if that 66% chance goes off, then it's not even going to matter. So, I will say that he is still a support unit at the end of the day, giving 66% support to Realm of Gods and Universe 6 allies. Very good support at the end of the day, and being a defensive tank as he can be, quote unquote, it just puts him into the support role. Now, leader-wise, obviously, Hale and Khalifa are the best as they are a solid 220 for Universe 6. And then little itty bitty golden weak hit right here as a secondary option would be the best option. As far as partners-wise go, you're definitely going to want to be using Vados. She is a Universe 6 unit as well. Unfortunately, Beerus will not be on the team for either of these. Will he? Wait. Hold on. Could he actually be? Hold on a second. Would he actually be on the 200% for hits team? Because if that's the case, then we have that's a different ball game, I'm telling you. Though I will say that even if he is, which he is not, yeah, he's not even 200%. Yeah, that's unfortunate. So Tech Beerus is not even. He's not even on the 200%. Which I feel like is kind of pushing it. Yeah, unfortunately, it's just not going to happen. So as of right now, I don't feel like there's a really solid 220 or 200% team that you can rock Beerus with, but he is still technically the best Link partner if you can manage it. So this just goes back to the Realm of God team options. Anyways, back to his role tips. Best slot positioning, I would honestly just throw him into slot 3. Once again, as a unit that has just poor links, and I do mean absolutely poor links. Any unit that has over 9,000 just has poor links. Like, who the freaking has... Like, this is the most ridiculous freaking set of units to have over 9,000, and I just don't even understand. Why does even Mass Saiyan have this? Why does Xeno Bardock have this? It makes no sense. Champa having it makes no sense. I don't even understand why this is a link. I really just don't. Just another link from the dark ages of Dokkan where they just made no sense and they just made them up as they went. But anyways, slot 3 would be his best position. He is just a support unit. You still only have a 66% chance to actually be tanking anything. But at the end of the day, I think people could probably find a use for him. He is greatly lowering the enemy's attack. That support is actually really clutch. That defense is actually insane as long as the 66 chance procs. But yeah, once again, I still think this is the actual best Champa in the game. He is very good, in my opinion. And honestly, if you don't go with full additional, I don't think you understand how the game works, which is perfectly fine, to each their own. This is just a suggestion at the end of the day. But I'm trying to help y'all. But anyways, let me know if there's a team you managed to fit Champa on, and no, that's not a fat joke. But sorry, I got myself with that one. Maybe it was a joke. Anyways, let me know what build you decided to go with Champa, and have a good day and a good night, everyone.